Hello everyone. This is a video on how to play Swami Kriyananda's song Brothers on guitar. I learned this way of playing it from watching a video of Ramesha and the Joy Singers, which I'll link onto this video. I've lived in many countries and mixed with many men. I've shared the days of sunshine, gone with them in the rain. The fires at evening said we were brothers. The fires at evening said we were brothers. A soldier I saw weeping beside a dying friend. My officers had said I must hate him till the end. But seeing his grief I knew we were brothers. But seeing his grief I knew we were brothers. A man sat on a doorstep to see the children play. The gentle way he smiled there would charm your fears away. A stranger he, but love made us brothers. A stranger he, but love made us brothers. One day I climbed a mountain with friends of other lands. The words we used were different, but joy one understands. Our gladness in God's world made us brothers. Our gladness in God's world made us brothers. The words and customs vary like waves upon the sea. One life beneath the surface binds everyone to me. Who knows the truth knows all men as brothers. Who knows the truth knows all men as brothers. Then brothers, why endeavor to set ourselves apart? The fences we've been building squeeze tight upon our hearts. Come sing the truth that all men are brothers. Come sing the truth that all men are brothers. Hello everyone, so this is the tutorial on how to play the song. I think there are 5 things that you need to know to play this song perfectly. I'm not saying that I did that perfectly, but you need to know the intro, how to play that, how to play the plucking pattern on all of the chords, and how to play the unique little variation on the last 2 verses. And then you also just need to know all the chords and when they change, and then if you're really ambitious, you should also learn the specific ways of singing each verse, the timings of each verse, which changes a lot. And to be completely honest, I was a little impatient, and I didn't sing it 100% accurately, so you might want to look at the music for that on the Ananda Music Library website, or maybe listen to Ramesha and how he sings it and the Joy Singers, because they would be more accurate than I, though I did try to incorporate some of those. This is how you play the intro. Thumb is T, 1, 2, 3. So you play T on the open A string, and then you play T on the open D string, and then you play that again and you put down the pinky on the same string, but in quick succession on the 4th fret. And then 1, you play the D string, and then you put down the D chord and you play simultaneously T on the G string, or T on the D string, and 1 on the G string. And then you play T on the G string, 1 on the B string, T on the D string, 2 on the E string, T on the G string. So that sounds like this. So from the top it's, and then you switch to the G chord and you pluck 1 or T on the E, low E, and 3 on the B string, and then 1 on the D string, and then you switch to the A chord and you pluck T on the A string, 3 on the B string, and then 3 on the E string. And then you go back to the D chord but without the middle finger held down and play T on the D string, T on the G string, 1 on the B string, T on the D string, 2 on the E string, and T on the G string. And then simultaneously pluck T and on the D string and 2 on the E string with a hammer on that E string using the middle finger. Then play T on the G string, 1 on the B string, T on the D string, 2 on the E string, and T on the G string. So it sounds like and now we come into the song itself, and the plucking pattern stays the same except for a little different. So you pluck thumb and 1, or thumb and 2 on D string and E string. And then you do that thumb 1, thumb 2, thumb. So thumb on G, 1 on B, thumb on D, 2 on E, thumb on G. That's like one iteration of the chord. And then you do that again. And you start singing at this point too. So after that, I've, the very last note of that, which is the thumb on the G, you start singing I've, and then lived lands on plucking simultaneously thumb on D and 2 on E. Lived in many countries and then it switches to a G chord and the pattern remains similar, but the thumb skips over a string and you pluck with your third finger on that high note, which is different than thumb and 2 that you pluck on the D chord, and that, after you learn it all, becomes a challenge to remember to switch to that thumb and 2 on the D chord, and because all the other chords I think are thumb and 3. So for this G string you do simultaneously thumb and 3, and then thumb on the D string. It's that same pattern, thumb 1, thumb 2, thumb. So thumb on the D string, 1 on the G string, thumb on the E string, 2 on the B string, and then thumb on the D string. And then back to the D, but it's that D with the, just like in the intro, it's missing that middle finger and you play it the exact same way. So and then you go into the next line of that verse, and it continues with the same plucking pattern of G that we just learned, and then down to A, and then E minor, it's the same, and the thumb is on that E one again. And I skip down to this one just because I think it looks or it sounds nice, which is the D string. And then B minor, it's on the A strings. And then back to G. But you play it twice here. All men are brother, or I forget what it says. And then, see, on the first three verses, you do a A, one iteration of that plucking pattern with A, and then to G. And then it ends on A. Brother, brothers. And then it goes to the second verse. A soldier, and you start just right on, but this time thumb and two. A soldier I saw weeping beside. So for the first three verses, that's all the same, and you can see the chords on the sheet music. When it starts to change is when it gets to one day I climbed a mountain. When it gets to the part that our gladness in God's world, instead of E minor, it switches to this other chord. I forget the name of it, but a simple way of playing it is you've got this finger on the 4th fret of the A string and the pointer finger on the 2nd fret of the D string. And then it goes straight back to G. It drops off this A, so it just goes straight to G. So then the next verse is a little different way of doing it. So you start off the same with the D, but you only do it once this time. So, and then you switch right to A, and I kind of simplified it. Ramesh might do something more complicated, but just simultaneously pluck with all the fingers, minus the pinky, and then A, D, G, A, D, and then on this last D, I don't pluck with all the fingers actually. I go into 1 and 2 and do that plucking pattern again. So, though words and customs vary like waves upon the sea. And on that last one, 1, and then G, life beneath the E minor, G. And then, so that's pretty much how you play the psalm. I hope this tutorial was helpful for you.